Many people are asking me how to get this formation. My favorite formation, in particular, possession game, long ball counter and quick counter, everything works. I would not be using for this for out wide. I played a few games with out wide, very awkward. So the three main playstyles that you guys are using are working with this one, in my opinion. So what I would be doing, first and foremost, how you get this, you go to team settings, choose the team, and base team should be Brazilian League, and it should be Santos. It works currently, but it could be not working a little bit later down the line. So don't come at me and say that, Alex, it doesn't work anymore, just because you need to be fast. If you like this formation, it is a popular formation, it might be appearing later, but if it doesn't appear, save it in one of your game plans. You have 10 to work with and experiment with. So there you go. This is where you want two good players to defend. I prefer to have players here who can defend too. So if I'm not experimenting, I like to have Bellingham, I like to have Modric here. So these players can intercept the balls, especially this Modric card. It is an amazing card. You see, it's a fantastic card. So yeah, there you go. This is where I would play mostly possession, but long ball counter will fit. You will see people in top 10 ranking currently to stream games, to compete for football events. They're using this one. Very, very good. Santos FC, I recommend. Very nice. And you also may have attacking fullbacks for the overlapping rounds.
Il y a de l'espace, il faut en profiter.
C'est bien fait ça. Il est passé. Oh le tir. Il marque.
Korean League, and this would be Ulsan Be. This is a 4-3 formation, and by the way, how do you apply that? You change formation to default, click on that, and this is where I had a similar formation, and many people were asking, what is this formation? I think this is the closest to that similar 2 pivot point 4-3 formation, a little bit deeper, right? My previous one, I lost it already, I accidentally rewrote it, so if you need a formation, make sure it is saved in like the game plan that you're not touching, or like be very careful about that. So I rewrote that, and that was like that. So the midfielders were a little bit higher, and I felt like that formation was selling me a lot, or I didn't use good players in my 2 pivot points here. You can equally use 2 box-to-box players here, 1 box-to-box, 1 orchestrator. Rijkaard would be fantastic here. This can be a whole player. Equally can be orchestrator. Just a reminder, orchestrator is only activated at the center midfielder position, so you can play it like that. And then right and forward, left and forward, very nice. You love to see it. This is a very good formation for anything. Quick counter, long ball counter, or possession.
Passe à 10, il faut essayer d'être plus dangereux. La passe est précise, il est passé. Bellingham, ça va au fond.
The next one is Modena, and this is interesting. We're stepping into deep waters where might be like first 2 I showed you. They're very good for competitive gameplay. They're gonna be delivering, but this is where we're getting a little bit of weird formations. 2 second striker, 2 fixed second strikers. These are good for players who actually are compatible with these positions, and in fact it fits my team because I can make use of my attackers, right? And many of my attackers can play as a second striker. Neymar can play there, Del Piero can play there, Messi can play there, Gnonto can play there, so I can actually be using that. My problem with this one is that you're gonna be exposed on the flanks, so I would probably be playing someone who can defend as a left back, right, or a box-to-box like Park, because I trained him so that he can defend. So this is where I will be playing someone who can run, who can defend, box-to-box players, and who can cross. This would be very optimal then, right? Can be like that. You can then maybe change Camavinga to center midfielder, and that is gonna be very playable formation this way. Spanish League 2nd Division, you're gonna be going for Levante, and not Leganés, Levante RA. And this was a popular one, but I feel like many people are still asking, so there you go. This is change formation default, and this is interesting because I feel like it is very playable now, because previous diamond formations, the problem with them is that these players were very detached from each other. There was such a big space between them, but now it looks fantastic, and this is where you can equally play attacking fullbacks, because these players, if you play like someone like Park, they're gonna be helping defense. But if you have someone like Park here, I would suggest playing someone attacking fullback here, so that overlap and run is happening and you're gonna be benefiting from that. Also 2 strikers for one-touch passing, double touch, one-touch pass to double touch and boom, one-touch pass into a through pass. Anything will work, and one-touch passing is required, I think, for all 3 players here. And in fact, all three players have indeed one-touch passing. Like for instance, this Neymar has all the passing skills, through pass and one-touch pass. So there you go. This is also another formation that brought my attention. Was Ghent from Belgian league, and it's Ghent, not Genk. There is two teams that you can confuse. Change formation, default, and this is looking like a 4. It's like 3-2-3-2 that is available from the default list, but it is slightly different. This is again same thing as with the previous one. You want to have someone who can defend on the left, on the right, to cover up all these zones, because believe me, as good as you are, you'll be having this zone is going to be troubling you a lot. And I would rather have very pacey players on this side. And here you can, I think, have someone who is built up, like staying deeper, in my opinion, right? I would have destroyers on these positions. It's still good, right? If you're playing 3 at the back, I would suggest playing long ball counter, because you'll be exposed. Or maybe if you're committing to possession, maybe it works nice. But long ball counter is nice because your defensive line, at least defensive line, is deeper. So any 3 at the back formation, you can play whatever you want. It may work out, but if you go to the top 10 and check their formations, rarely they will be playing 3 at the back in general, and if they will, it will be most likely long ball counter. So that's my suggestion, 3 at the back. Just like, at least you're gonna be dropping down when you... Yeah, that's pretty much it. 5 new formations that are available right now. So if you enjoyed this, drop a like, and I'm gonna be reviewing more once they're dropped. And currently there are more formations available, and I have a few videos on that, so make sure to check them out. There is a separate playlist. Bonus formation, drop a like for bonus formation. Zambia is slightly different. Zambia is, I feel like, has wingers a little bit wider, and the positioning of midfielders is very similar, but it is still different. So base team, Zambia has been for a while now. For me, Zambia is a little bit way too narrow here, and it feels like it's a little bit clunky. And these wingers, Zambia is equally good. In my opinion, it's just like when you have defensive midfielders positioned here, these triangles are easier to execute. It's even between defenders, between attackers. It is still good now, but I just didn't really find this Zambia. Zambia felt for me a little bit limited also in the attack. Only one player to distribute the balls, asking way too much, right? I would rather have like even base, and that is the same problem as with the other for 2-1-3 formation, but that's why I don't really use them that much. But the same problem is that, for instance, I would rather use the basic 4-1-2-3, which is really aggressive, because you have this problem, right, with this void. There's a lot, you ask a lot of Casemiro to cover all of this, but at times you want to play quick counter, it works very nice. So this 4-1-2-3 is a default one, very popular, and when opponent is very aggro, playing with one bar attacking, it is delivering. Yes, it is very, very effective indeed.